Have you ever had that feeling where your car just needs a reboot? Like a computer. Well, today we are going to talk about a super simple trick that could save you a major headache, not to mention a trip to the mechanic. This is especially true if your car's transmission has been acting a little weird lately. So let's dive right in. So picture this. You're driving your Dodge, your Chrysler, or your Jeep, and something just feels off. Maybe the gear shifts are a little jerky, or they're happening at weird times. Or maybe the car just feels kind of sluggish. These are classic signs that often don't point to a big, expensive mechanical problem, but actually to the transmission's computer. And the likely culprit? It's this little box of tricks called the Transmission Control Module, or TCM. Think of it as the dedicated brain for your transmission. And just like your phone or your laptop, sometimes that brain gets a little buggy, a little glitchy, and all it really needs is a simple reboot to clear its head. All right, so we're going to start with the absolute easiest method first. You don't need any tools for this, and you can do it in your driveway in just a couple of minutes. The whole point here is to reset all those adaptive learning values that the TCM has stored over time from your driving. Okay, let's walk through this, because every little detail matters. First, get in and turn the key to the on position. Now this is crucial. Do not start the engine. You just want all the dashboard lights to pop on. Next, you're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, press the gas pedal all the way down to the floor. And you're going to hold it there for at least 15 seconds. While you're still holding that pedal to the metal, turn the ignition completely off. Then you can let go of the pedal. And the final step, don't skip this one, wait about 5 minutes before you actually start the car and take it for a spin. Now here's something you got to know. Your car isn't going to flash its lights or make a happy little beep to tell you it worked. It all happens silently, deep inside the TCM. What you've just done is basically given it a case of amnesia, erasing its memory of your old driving habits and forcing it to start totally fresh. So, what if that pedal trick didn't quite do it? Well, we can step it up a notch to the hard reset. This is a much more thorough approach. It doesn't just reboot the transmission module, it basically reboots all the computer systems in your entire vehicle. For this one, safety and doing things in the right order are absolutely key. First, make sure the car is completely off. Then you're going to disconnect the negative battery terminal. Always negative first. After that's off, disconnect the positive. Now for the interesting part, to drain any leftover power from the system, you're actually going to hold the two disconnected cable ends so they're touching each other for about 10 to 15 minutes. When it's time to put it all back together, you just do it in the reverse order. Positive terminal first, then the negative. Just a heads up though, this hard reset is powerful, and it does have some side effects. It's going to wipe your radio station presets, your trip meter, you name it. You might even notice the engine idles a little funny for a bit while the main computer relearns everything. It's just the trade-off you make for a much more complete system reboot. Okay, so if the DIY methods aren't cutting it, or maybe you've got a stubborn check engine light that won't go away, it might be time to bring in the big guns. This is the professional option. Mechanics have these high-end scan tools that can talk directly to the TCM and tell it to reset or clear out specific error codes. So let's just quickly compare our three options here. As you can see, the pedal reset is free, it's super easy, and there are no side effects. The battery reset is also free, but it's a bit more work, and yeah, you're going to lose your radio stations. And finally, the scan tool method. That's going to cost you something, but it is by far the most precise way to deal with specific problems. And hey, here's a fantastic little pro tip that could save you some cash. Some of those big auto parts stores, the ones that offer to scan your engine codes for free, well, some of them have a scan tool that can also clear transmission codes. It is definitely worth a phone call to ask before you head over to a pricey dealership. All right, so you've done one of the resets. What now? What should you expect? Is the problem just magically fixed? Well, not always, not right away. Your car now has to go through a really important relearning process. The TCM basically has a clean slate now. So, as you drive, it's entering this relearning process. It's watching you. It's monitoring how you accelerate, how hard you brake. It's figuring out if you're a gentle city driver or if you've got a bit of a lead foot on the highway. Over the next few drives, it's going to totally customize the transmission's shift points to match your unique style. So, you got to be a little patient with it. And that really brings us to a final thought. We're all used to the routine mechanical stuff. Oil changes, tire rotations. But as our cars get more and more complex, basically becoming rolling computers, are these simple electronic fixes, the classic turn it off and on again, becoming a new essential part of basic car care? It's definitely something to think about.